From the letter to the Hebrews. Let brotherly love continue. Do not disregard hospitality, for through it some have unknowingly entertained angels. Be mindful of prisoners as if sharing their imprisonment, and of the ill-treated as of yourselves, for you also are in the body. Let marriage be honored among all, and the marriage bed be kept undefiled, for God will judge the immoral and the adulterers. Let your life be free from love of money, but be content with what you have. For he has said, I will never forsake you or abandon you. Thus we may say with confidence, the Lord is my helper, and I will not be afraid. What can anyone do to me? Remember your leaders who spoke the word of God to you. Consider the outcome of their way of life and imitate their faith. Jesus Christ is the same yesterday, today, and forever. The word of the Lord.
Thanks be to God.
The responsorial psalm. The Lord is my light and my salvation.
The Lord is my light and my salvation.
The Lord is my light and my salvation. Whom should I fear? The Lord is my life's refuge. Of whom should I be afraid?
The Lord is my light and my salvation.
Though an army encamp against me, my heart will not fear. Though war be waged upon me, even then will I trust.
The Lord is my light and my salvation.
For he will hide me in his abode in the day of trouble. He will conceal me in the shelter of his tent. He will set me high upon a rock.
The Lord is my light and my salvation.
Your presence, O Lord, I seek. Hide not your face from me. Do not in anger repel your servant. You are my helper. Cast me not off.
The Lord is my light and my salvation.
The Lord be with you. A reading from the Holy Gospel according to St. Mark. King Herod heard about Jesus, for his fame had become widespread, and people were saying, John the Baptist has been raised from the dead. That is why mighty powers are at work in him. Others were saying, he's Elijah. Still others, he is a prophet like any of the prophets. But when Herod learned of it, he said, it is John whom I beheaded. He has been raised up. Herod was the one who had John arrested and bound in prison on account of Herodias, the wife of his brother Philip, whom he had married. John had said to Herod, it is not lawful for you to have your brother's wife. Herodias harbored a grudge against him and wanted to kill him, but was unable to do so. Herod feared John, knowing him to be a righteous and holy man, and kept him in custody. When he heard him speak, he was very much perplexed, yet he liked to listen to him. Herodias had an opportunity one day when Herod on his birthday gave a banquet for his courtiers, his military officers, and the leading men of Galilee. His own daughter came in and performed a dance that delighted Herod and his guests. The king said to the girl, ask of me whatever you wish, and I will grant it to you. He even swore many things to her. I will grant you whatever you ask of me, even to half my kingdom. She went out and asked her mother, what shall I ask for? Her mother replied, the head of John the Baptist. The girl hurried back to the king's presence and made her request. I want you to give me at once on a platter the head of John the Baptist. The king was deeply distressed, but because of his oaths and the guests, he did not wish to break his word to her. So he promptly dispatched an executioner with orders to bring back his head. He went off and beheaded him in the prison. He brought in the head on a platter and gave it to the girl. The girl in turn gave it to her mother. When his disciples heard about it, they came and took his body and laid it in a tomb. The Gospel of the Lord. The excerpt that we have today from the letter to the Hebrews describes the kind of life that we are asked to live if we are going to be living in the spirit of the heart of Jesus. And so, in specifics, we are told that we need to be people who are hospitable, who are concerned for those in prison, are to be sexually responsible, and are to be free from greed with money. Now, what I'd like to do is take a step backward with each of those and try to get, rather from a specific example, to a more general kind of a statement of our behavior and our deportment. okay? So that instead what we're looking at is being generous, being people of outreach, being people of restraint, and being people of detachment. And I think that when we look at it from those points of view, that one step backward, then what we understand is a little bit more deeply the nature of the heart of Jesus for us. Now we can go one step backward even from them. Because if we look at hospitality and we look at reaching out to prisoners, this is giving of ourselves for others. Okay? Now, if we refuse to do that, okay, I'm not going to be put out because of you. Right? We don't want to do this. I'm not going to be hospitable. I'm not going to worry about my brothers and sisters in prison. Okay, then it's focusing this way. The same thing would be true with adultery or love of money. In that case, it's I want what I want. Okay? So in both cases, what we're talking about is a fundamental attitude which becomes an anti-heart of Jesus attitude. And the best summary of that anti-heart of Jesus attitude from our references here in Hebrews is self-centeredness. I won't extend myself for you, too focused here. I will take anything that I want. Focus in. So what we see is the fundamental problem of self-centeredness that the heart of Jesus comes to break us out of, to make us more restrained, more detached, more generous, more of an outreaching kind of people. This is what the heart of Jesus brings us, and we can thank God that in the Eucharist, that love is poured out for us. May we all live that love today. Let us stand and pray.